Hey guys, this is Python Day 4 series, and yesterday we learned some strings, and today I will explain the string slicing. In the string slicing, the name itself is the meaning. The slicing means is take some parts. The string slicing is a take the parts of the string to specify the start and end index. Here I'll take a syntax. The syntax is first I take variable name, next I take start index and end index. Here the starts from the start index and end from the end index. And in this slice, the end index does not include it. So I will explain with the example. By that you can understand easily. Here I will explain the example of string slicing. By this example, you can understand easily. First, I take the name as a variable. Next, I want to take input. In between the input, I want to in the double quotes I want to write enter your name. So I gave colon. So next, I want to slice that. I want to slice that name, right? So I gave slice. Slice equal to as it is I write. And before syntax we see one syntax, right? And I'm writing name, and I want to in the square bracket I want to mention a colon. So next I want to print a slice. So here in between the colon I did not write any start index and any end index. So first we have to run this code. By that we can understand. So here enter your name. So here I am writing input IC. So here I did not mention any start and any index. Let's see what we get. So we get as is. So we did not mention anything, right? So as is we get as Siri. Hi Siri. And next, if I want to only SI. So I'll already tell you end index is does not included in the slice, and the indexing started from the 0. So I want to SI. So if I want to SI, so I want to write start index as 3 and end index as 5. So why? Because of if 3 is S and 4 is I and R is 5. So I get only SI because 5 is does not included in this slice. So it's up to 4 only. So I save this file. Let's see what we get the output. I again write hi Siri. Let's see. I get that output as hi. Next, here I want only hi. Okay, so I want only hi. So I want to mention in only an index. So I run this code. Again I write. If you take any example, you have see here I get the hi. So these are example. Practice more example and practice more names or more anything. By practicing only we can understand the indexing. So this is the type conversion, or as well as is called type casting also. It is known as to converting the one data type into another data type is known as type conversion, and we convert the strings into the integers and integers into the floats and so many etc. But I'll explain with the example. By that you can understand. This is the data type conversion examples. So firstly I take the A as variable, and here I take the string. In between the double quotes I write 5. So here I take A. I want to convert the string into the integers. So I write as int. So I mentioned the int in between the parentheses. I write A. So next I want to check this it is a integers or not. So next I want to write like print. I want to check the type. Is it int or not? So is it converted or not? So I want to check that. Next I want to print A. So I want to save this file. So I run. Let's see. The class name is integers. It's already converted. First it is in the string. It is already converted and the output is 5. So if I take here, if I take 5, if I take integer, so I want to convert it into the float. So let's see. So I want to save this file. Let's see what we get. See, the class name, the type is float and we get 5.0. Okay, 5.0 means it is a decimal point. It is a float. Hey guys, I will tell you an example by covering the string slicing and type conversions both, and I want to input as a single line string and I want to output as the half of the length and second part of the string. So here I'm writing the code and I'll take a is equal to a is as a variable, take the a input and I'll take length. So I want to calculate the length of the input. So I want to write length. Okay. So next I'll take as of length. So in this I want to divide that. I want to off length, right? So I want divided the length by 2. Divide the length by 2. So next I want to the converted it into the integers. By that only we can get that output, because when that input is in the string, we don't know how to divide that. When we know the indexes, when we know the how many characters it has, by that only we get the off length. Okay, so if we convert it into the int, so we get to know the how many character it has, that input has. Next, off length. So next I mentioned here the a. First I take the a is as a variable, right? So from first start index I write it as off length. So for end index leave I leave it because if I want only half of the length, only second part of the string, right? Half of the length and the second part of the string. So if you take any name, so by dividing the length, we get second part of the string. So next I print half length. So we can save this file. So let's see what we get. Then sorry, here I'm taking enter your name. So by that we get in center your name. I give as football. Let's see what we get. Here I get ball. That I get off of the string. Okay. And I give Next, I save this file and I'll again run this file. So I want to give that output. So let's enter. I get the output as put. So I get the output as second string. So if we take any example, any name, so we get the output of the string. So take any example, any name, we get the second part of the string. Okay, second part and half of the string. If we write the half in the end also, we get first part. Okay, I hope you understand. And for practicing more example, you can understand the concept easily.